Crazy, man. People don't want to do any of the boring shit that you just spoke about, like waking up at the same time, doing the same routine every single day, eating majority of the same foods each day. How do you stay sane? How do you stay on the path knowing that what you're doing is contributing to your higher self as opposed to differing from what it was that you were doing?
Yeah, for sure. What's up, guys? My name's Kobayashi. I'm 24 years old, and I'm a professional surfer from San Clemente. We're gonna get in the, I guess, cold plunge, cold therapy. I do this at least once a day, most likely at 3:30 a.m. in the morning.
Why do you do it at Why do you do it at 3 a.m.?
Because you're still sleeping.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And then what do you do after?
And then I usually work out for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, depending on which day it is, and then I'll go surf for like 3-4 hours.
When's the best time to typically go surf when you're up in San Clemente?
I would say obviously like surfing in the morning is definitely better. Like 6:37 is usually good. So I'm in the gym at like 4 to like 6, and then I'll just go surfing right after. Kind of have like a meal prep ready, or like just eat a banana, or just have something good with me.
What started you with recovery like this? Why did you start cold plunging? What got you into strength training, mobility work, all that good stuff?
Yeah, I definitely got to give a big shout out to one of my best friends, Mario. Yeah, he kind of brought me aboard on like pretty much like just like working out and like kind of just everything like outside of surfing. Like you can surf so much, but there's so much work that can be done behind the scenes, whether that's doing the recovery, meditation, and then obviously working out. You just feel a lot better. And yeah, I've been doing that for like 2 years, probably maybe 3. And
Oh,
yeah, I feel the best I've ever felt. And yeah, I feel like having that discipline and like just kind of sticking to what works. Like I think a lot of people will like kind of like go on and off of like what time they want to wake up. I think just having a set schedule, like committing to that. And yeah, my goal every day is definitely to beat the sun, because the sun comes up every day. So it's kind of what I tell myself, like sun's coming up, but either going to lose to the sun today or yourself.
It's crazy,
So,
man. People don't want to do any of the boring shit that you just spoke about, like waking up at the same time, doing the same routine every single day, eating majority of the same foods each day. How do you stay sane? How do you stay on the path knowing that what you're doing is contributing to your higher self as opposed to differing from what it was that you were doing?
yeah, for sure. I think sticking to a program, it makes you like feel a lot better too. And yeah, I'm just grateful to be at like on this journey and like taking my health seriously, because a few years ago when I was a lot younger, I wouldn't work out, I wouldn't recover, and I would sleep until like 9 or 10, and then go surfing. And it's a lot different now. Like now I'm like training at 3:34, and then yeah, doing the ice bath and just doing everything I can do to like feel good. I got in a super bad car accident in January, just bounced back from that now. I'm feeling really good. And yeah, to bounce back from that with no injuries, my car got totaled, and to say the least, like it was a miracle to like come away with no injuries. And I think it's just because like all the work I put in, and like with all the recovery, all like the stuff I eat, everything, comes down to every little grain, what you put in your system.
Hell yeah.
So,
Let's rip it, baby.
let's go.
Let's go, baby. Tell us about that athlete mindset.
Good. Hard work pays off. Doesn't happen overnight is all I can say.
Ooh, stay in the path, man.
Oh, it feels so good.
It's time to dunk again.
All right, let's rip it.
I think treating yourself a little bit too in life, You gotta have a cookie every now and then, You gotta. A lot of people be like, I can't eat a cookie, and I'm like, why?
What's your cookie?
I eat any cookie anyone offers me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go harder if I eat that cookie too. So
I'm a big ice cream guy.
really,
Oh my God, bro. I can eat ice cream every single day.
I know.
What's your weakness?
I would say brownies, dude. Brownies will get me.
Oof. Throw a little bit of that good stuff in there too. Forget about it for me. My goodness.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Woo. Woo. Is this your first time doing 8 head dunks?
Doing 8 head dunks? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in there for usually 30 seconds at the end,
Oh yeah, we'll do that a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll do that.
But that's it. What started you on dunking so religiously?
Yeah. So I did 4 minutes, 4 minutes for a couple years, and then I listened to this guy, Dr. Andrew Huberman.
Daddy Hubes.
Yeah, and he says don't be soft, basically, in all his podcasts. So.
Let's do another. I don't even care if we're at time.
Woo!
Shoo!
This This is a hack if you're trying to lose fat right here. This is a hack.
This is the brown fat
Every
hack,
single
baby.
girl that's watching this is a hack right here. Good for your skin too. To promote collagen.
Tell them, man. There's so many more benefits to cold plunging than just physical recovery time being reduced.
20 seconds.
Holy mackerel.
Oh, we got 20. Let's just dunk till the end.
Yeah, let's do it.
No.
No, gang, we're chilling, bro.
Let's go.
So that was intense for me. I'm not gonna lie. That was wild. Going under how many times did we do?
I think we did 8, maybe 9.
Yeah, 9 times, including the beginning and the end.
Yeah, at least 8.
That shit was sick.
Yeah.
That shit was sick. I just loved seeing how hyped you get to, like dunking their heads under,
Yeah, it's so
and,
sick.
like getting after it. But something that I wanted to like touch back on that you were talking about when we were in the tub is that athlete's mindset and how you embody that each day. Can you talk to us a little bit more about what you meant by that?
Yeah, for sure. Like my biggest goal is to qualify for the world tour and then make the Olympics one day. And to have a dream that big, you got to work for it, and nothing's given, especially that. And yeah, life's hard, like everyone's going through like certain things in life, like behind the scenes. So you got to put that aside and just come like write your goals down. I started doing that last year, the beginning of this year, and just writing 3 things I'm grateful for, reading a book as well, and just started meditating the beginning of this year, and that's been a really big game changer for me. And like kind of taking more time to myself, and especially when I'm with friends, like being in the moment and not like worrying about like certain other things and getting stressed over like the little things, because like a lot of the little things add up to a big thing. So you just got to enjoy the moment and like live in the present, So,
Hell yeah. What are some of those what are some of the books that you've been reading or
I
want to read?
read Mindset, and then what other books have I read? The Power of Now was really good. I read that a few years ago.
All the Goggins.
Yeah, all the Goggins books.
Come in here, Mario. Fuck shit, bro. You'll get picked
the
up on
the,
here.
the four Agreements was a really good book as well.
It's a classic.
Yeah, I like The Power of Now. I'd probably go back and read that. That book was really confusing. I like to read. I'm a slow reader already, so. But yeah, I think reading has been super helpful for me, especially because I hate to read. I used to hate to read when I was like younger. I would never read.
Yeah.
So now I try to read a book a month. So yeah, just sticking to like your goals and like having that discipline. For me, like especially like Mario taught me everything pretty much I know that for workouts and stuff. So just kind of leveling that up with like incorporating surfing and like kind of trying to think like what could I do in the gym that would coordinate to surfing. So like doing certain movements, like not just doing squats, and like practicing airs and like
Sport specific.
yeah, like also like clicking into the mindset of like, hey, like you need a score. Like surfing, we get scored on our best 2 waves. So like kind of like I'll do the agility ladder. So then I'll be like, oh, you need like a 6 at the very end. Like you have 30 seconds, and I put a stopwatch on, and I have to beat that timer. Like I'll do like certain things like that to just become a better athlete. And then just having the discipline to like wake up every morning, like stick to your program. But then also like when someone like you have like we all have family, and like we have like special occasions, and to have that discipline to like enjoy the moment. Like if there's like a cake, like for me, like I'm not like opposed to that, like as long as it's not going to ruin how you feel, it's not every day.
I'm the same way.
So I mean that's just me. Like some people have it different and it works for them, but I want to enjoy life too. And like if I'm not like enjoying those moments, then like what am I really doing, at the end of the day? So
Well, when you're consistent with it, with the 90% rule,
exactly.
That's kind of what you need to live by as a serious athlete like you.
Yeah.
90% rule. You could have fun, but you better make sure you're grinding that 90%.
Yeah, or that you earned it at the very
for
least.
sure.
Like we can't just be out here eating cake 3-4 times a week. It's got to be something that's every now and again. It's got to be something that you look forward to. It's something that you're working towards.
Yeah.
Or what did you say before? A cookie, right?
Cookie,
like
yeah.
that's I know that was more metaphorical, but quite literally having that cookie to run after. Exactly. Everybody's got it. So if you can find yours and almost dangle that in front of you, either before or after certain things, correct, when it's used properly, right? I mean,
for me, to be honest, I kind of like eating a cookie during the week because then I'm just fired up.
Oh,
The
yeah.
next day, I'm like, dude, I'm going so ham.
Fuck yeah.
I'm going so ham.
Like,
Like, it's game over. Like,
it's a little
and that
midweek
thing-
cheat meal.
Yeah, and then you just like, it just game over.
Yeah.
It's an excuse
Yeah.
Yeah. To go harder.
Yeah. It's like a lot of people. The problem is they'll eat that and then they oh, it's to do the same workout. Now it's double what I just had written. So it's like,
Was there what was it for you? From a mindset standpoint, that has enabled you to have this work ethic, hold yourself accountable, and be so disciplined? Was it a person? Was it a journey? Was it certain experiences for you?
yeah, there's definitely I definitely have like a few answers to that for sure. Like one of my, we introduced Mario, he's right here with us, but he was definitely a huge part of my journey of like taking my health seriously and seeing like how hard he works in the gym. And like he just started surfing a few years ago and have him like pick that up, and then like for me to give him advice for him for that now, and then like everything I've learned in the gym. And like yeah, it's cool to like see like both worlds. And yeah, having a lot of my like good friends qualify for the world tour is really cool from San Clemente. And like the world tour for surfing is like the major leagues in baseball basically. So yeah, it's a big stage. And yeah, like I think having big goals and like writing them down and just like sticking to like just being true to yourself, like
Yeah.
I try to be as true to myself as I am like on social media and in person. Like I'm always like the person that will talk shit like in real life and on social media. That's just that's just the love I give. And it's like if you can't handle it, you can't handle it.
I mean, I love what you said there, because I pride myself on being the same person. Like what you see on social media is exactly the same person that you're going to get in person. It's just my true and authentic self all the time. Not everybody's like that, right? I know, especially here at this gym specifically, like there are people who have a persona or a certain characteristic that they try to embody when they're in front of the camera. But when you actually sit down with them and you chop it up like this, they're a completely different person, for right or for wrong, right?
Yeah.
So I appreciate that authenticity. What are some common bad habits that you've seen as pro surfers that up and coming young amateurs might be making, or bad decisions, bad habits that they embody right now that you've learned now later in life through your mid-20s are bad habits and are things that they should probably stray away from?
Yeah, it's like a hard one, like for sure, because like for me, like like I definitely went through a phase of like partying and like drinking and stuff like that when I was like 21, and like just being a just kind of being a shithead. But like
Being a normal kid, though,
yeah,
too,
being-
Kay.
I think times
Just-
have changed.
yeah.
Back then it was
It's a lot
normal
more,
to,
yeah.
be out the night before, drinking and everything, and just wake up and surf the next day. But times have changed. Athletes are getting more advanced, getting better. So like recovery training, all that stuff's like crazy important nowadays.
Yeah.
I mean, like both of you will know this the best. Like if you're not doing it, someone else is.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and
it's just
it's the same in golf though too,
Yeah.
right? Like what you guys were talking about back in the day. John Daly used to be out there smoking an entire pack of cigarettes and housing 6 Diet Cokes throughout a round of golf. He can still go out and do it, but he's never going to win, right? Like the kids who are actually out there cold plunging after each and every round, making sure that they got some mobility work in, actual functional training and stretching before each round is what sets them up for more success. They're actually working out before they go and play a round of 18 holes majority of the time, right? Whereas, like you said, back in the day, people used to just party all night and then wake up and go to a surf competition the next day. It's almost it's mystifying how that was even a thing, And
well, it's a surfing, especially back then was super stereotypical, like lazy stoner surfer, whatever it is. But it wasn't like it is now today.
Yeah.
I think too, like even if you're not a professional surfer, like for anyone really, you just work out, you just feel great,
Yeah.
And that's just where I'm at. Like whether I'm surfing or not, like when I work out, I feel great. Like yeah, sometimes it sucks, we all have to have those moments, and that's just life, like we get there and like we don't want to be here, but after you never regret a workout,
Well, I can attest to that just as somebody who's not that great at surfing. I still love going out and trying.
Yeah.
Right. And like even when I'm done with surfing for 2-3 hours, and I'm walking my board back up to the boardwalk from the beach, you really can't wipe that smile off my face.
For
Like,
sure.
you really couldn't. Even though I didn't stand up once, it's all goody.
If you can get my
It's all goody.
If you can get my if you can get my golf swing better, we'll get you to stand up.
Homie, come on now. This is gonna be
I
cake.
got
Cake,
you,
bro. Cake.
Got you.
How often do you play?
Dude, I've only played like maybe a handful of times.
Oh,
So
all right. You lefty or righty?
I'm a righty. Yeah.
All right, I'll get you
Righty.
some clubs. We're gonna get Austin some clubs. We're gonna teach him how to play. You
Yeah.
play at all, Mario?
I need to be taught.
Oh
It's
yeah,
just-
let's go.
Yeah, golf's so good for surfing. Like I'm sure you know Kelly Slater. He's
Yep.
one of the best. Like
Nasty too.
Yeah, he's so good at golf. You know,
Nasty.
he's so good. Like, and it's crazy because like golf, like it really shows you how tight your hips are. You know, like
Yep.
if you have tight hips, which I have tight hips, not as bad anymore, but like,
Same.
dude, like that will like that and like rock climbing, like I feel it's a little different, but it just shows you how tight you are, you know. Like when you go for me, like when I go surfing and I'm in the water, like once I'm warm, like I'm able to like just surf good. It's like different than like swinging and like climbing something like in the gym. Like it's just like once I'm like surfing, like I feel good. So it's a little different, but yeah, it's
Well, I
it's just
can
a
add
learning.
on to that because you growing up surfing your whole life, your body is so adapted to surfing itself. Whereas like for me, when I grew up playing football, so when I started surfing, it was the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Like me and Kay would both, for example, surf 2 hours, but my body had to work so much harder to do the same amount of movement, same amount of paddling, because my body is still adapting to this day to move more efficiently in the water. Whereas Kay, has been surfing his whole life. His body's adapted to move efficiently in the
It's
water.
wild.
And that's when it comes to working out. Working out can just improve your movement efficiency in the water as a surfer.
Can you attest to that?
Oh yeah, for sure. Mario probably on his Instagram he writes surf cardio, but I don't really think surfing's cardio for me. It's, just it's definitely cardio. Yeah, for me, like I've been doing it my entire life. It's like I can surf for 6 hours, but like when I do my hour and a half cardio, I'm absolutely destroyed. So it's like a lot different. Like just the stress on my body. Like I've been doing it for so long, so I know how to maintain myself. And then I put in that gym time, so I'm able to stay longer in the ocean too. Now, like putting that work in the gym coordinates the surfing. So it's like really cool to like bounce back from those two and see like time you put in the gym for like the cardio you do in the gym really goes to surfing, because like you're paddling all the time, you're dealing with the ocean. It's not swimming in the pool, so it's like you're dealing with rip currents, and then you're also dealing with other people and then the waves. Like there's so many factors, so it's like
unforeseen circumstances too.
Oh yeah, like I would say it's surf cardio, but like for me, like it's just like my job and I love it, so it's not too big of a deal. But yeah.
When did you turn pro, and when did surfing actually become a job for you?
Yeah, I would say probably when I was like 12 is like when I got my first like paycheck. So like surfing is a little different. It's like either you get paid or you win a surf contest, like a professional surf event. There's like two ways to go pro. It's a little different than like skating. You like get your own pro model and stuff. But yeah, surfing's like when you get like, I would probably say when you're like making a salary, you're a pro. Like nowadays, there's a lot of pro contests and you can like win money. But for me, I would say once you make salary, and like can like live off of it is like when you're pro. So I'd probably say I was like 14, 15 maybe.
That's so sick, dude.
So
who gave you your first big break?
I was sponsored by O'Neill when I was younger, so that they definitely gave me like my first paycheck. And then I have a few sponsors. I'm signed with Locomotion now. That's from Japan and Hawaii. So it's nice to like do what I love, and like there's still a lot of work to be done outside of just surfing. Like a lot of people think like, oh, you're surfing, like that must be nice, but it's like I'm dealing with posting YouTube weekly videos, like doing social media, doing photo shoots. Yeah,
absolutely.
It's not just, unless you're Olympics and like you're winning world titles, like you're the best in the world, then you don't.
To get to the top, you don't just wake up one day at the top.
No,
you gotta put in all the work.
Doesn't happen overnight. It's a marathon, and that's what I've learned with working out too, and like recovery. It's like you gotta do like something every day for recovery,
Absolutely.
Like, and for me, like the cold plunge is like kind of like the plunge is like my therapy, and like just like, and like like big shout out to my chick too, because she's the one that like before I'd kind of have my hands out and do 4 minutes, but now like she told me I was too soft, so I could do my hands in.
Oh,
But,
she was the one who told you you were
yeah.
too soft.
Yeah, she's the one who got me to do it at 3 a.m.
So good, bro.
Now, like,
I love it.
you know, there's days that she regrets that she ever told me to do it at that time. But yeah, she's a savage for sure.
What do you? I want to touch on real quick, like for those who don't know, what is your relation to Japan, Hawaii, etc., San Clemente? Like, can you tell people your story about where you're from and how you came to be and why you stayed in San Clemente?
Yeah, for sure. So I have dual citizenship in the U.S. and Japan. Both my parents moved from Japan to the U.S. when they're about my age. I'm 24, so around this like my age, they moved from Japan to here. And then, yeah, I have an older brother. He's 30. He still surfs. He still surfs really good. Yeah, so I would say like living in San Clemente, we have such a big group of talented surfers, and it's so core and like everyone surfs so good. So to be able to like surf with them and like kind of push each other and kind of bounce back feedback and like kind of learn from that. And like one of my good friends, Cole Houshman, just qualified for the world tour, and he's from San Clemente as well. So like seeing that definitely motivates me, inspires me to be like better. And like, you know, like I know how hard he works and like what goes on behind the scenes. You know, it's not just like he's out partying. You know, I know he's working out, he's putting in the time. You know, so I think
It's so sick to be a part of that community.
yeah, and it's just you know, like learning too. Like we've had so many good like surfers come out of San Clemente that were on the world tour. Like, you know, when I was like 10, like we got like Pat Kadowskis, Nate Yeomans, Chris Ward, like some of the best surfers have come out of San Clemente. And yeah, now we got Griffin Cole Pinto in the top 5. So it's just like inspiring to see that and like kind of like ask them like, hey, like what worked for you, like what didn't work for you, you know. And like
Exactly.
it's kind of like asking those questions and not like being scared to ask, you know, because like I feel like in life, like for me, what I've learned is like not to be scared to ask questions. And before I'd kind of be scared to ask. And like, I always ask Mario, like, fuck, like, what do I do to like, do like, you know,
learning mindset. You got to be a sponge.
yeah, like that's best way. Mario said it perfectly. Like Griffin is like an absolute sponge. His nickname Sponge because he just absorbs everything. You tell him, you know. And like my dad always told me, like since I was a young kid, like, hey, like you got to hear someone out before you shut them out. And like that was some of the best feedback I've ever like advice I've ever gotten. It's like just like hear them out. You know, you never know what that person can say or do to change your life. You know, but if you just shut that door, you know, it might just be 2-minute conversation that could like change, you know. Like I've had a few incidents already, like at 24, like training and stuff, like, oh, like I've seen your workouts, like it's super cool, like, and that's like makes like me happy, you know, like instead of like just walking away, you know, like I would never do that, but like just like kind of like taking the time, you know, just a minute or two, like engaging in a conversation with a stranger, you know.
Absolutely.
So just that's kind of where my mindset's been on. Try not, because you know, like we all get in that phase where we have a fixed mindset. You know, we're all humans. You know, like we all like make mistakes and we all have negative thoughts every now and then. But it's just how you deal with it and how you can bounce back from those negative thoughts.
Can you talk to us about a major setback that you've had in your life or your career and how you overcame it?
I would say my car accident for sure in January. Kind of talked a little bit about that. That happened in January this year. So just about like 7 months ago now.
What happened?
I was going down to Mexico. It happened in Oceanside. I got hit from behind and my car got totaled, and it was crazy. Like I've never been in a car accident ever in my life, and that was kind of like a huge testament to me. Like kind of like looked at life now differently. Like because like I was like almost died. Like my car was totaled, and like to have that like literally like almost have my life taken from me was like almost made me like realize like don't take life so seriously, you know. Like, you know, obviously enjoy the process, put in the work, like obviously don't mess around, you know. If you got goals, like stick to your thing, but like, you know, like have fun with your friends, you know, and not be like, oh, I can't hang out, you know. Like obviously like, you know, stick to your program, but also enjoy the fun outside of just working out, doing the recovery, because there's a lot more to life than just that.
Yeah.
And before I was like so hard set on just like sticking to that and like not enjoying like personal time and like doing what I like to do and like kind of eating like the foods that I want to eat, you know. Like, you know how it is, like sticking to like a diet is hard, you know, like eating the same food. Like it's all really good food, but you know, you get tired and like you got to mix it up and like not just be so hard set on like one thing works, you know, and just kind of being open and trying new things. And that car accident definitely made me try different workouts, kind of take a different approach on how I surf and how I take my day to day, and not take it as seriously, but like, obviously take it seriously, but not like too serious, if that makes sense.
Hell yeah, it absolutely makes sense. And I think I loved most about what you said, where it was like, yeah, stick to the process, work hard and all that, but also recognize that there needs to be a balance to this shit.
Yep.
Like, there's a time and a place to be on 110% all the time, and there's also a time and a place to give yourself grace, relax into the moment, be present, enjoy the friendships that you have, and all the other beautiful things that life can offer us outside of the grind, right? I think that's so powerful. Would you mind sharing with us, if you're comfortable with it, like one of the some of the goals that you had written down for yourself at the beginning of the year? Don't have to give us all, but one of your favorites that you don't mind sharing.
For sure, the biggest goal for me is definitely to qualify for the world tour, and it's 2024, would be 2025 now because our season just started. And then I have a lot of goals, but another one was just like, being positive and being positive to others, and kind of being like, treat others how you'd want to be treated, like, like with friends, how it is, like giving each other crap is like fine, but like, just having that balance of like knowing like when to stop and not, and like when to keep going, and having that balance with food, life, and like friends, family, like my girlfriend, like having that all balanced out, and not just being 100% just surfing and working out. There's a lot more to life than that. Like enjoying the foods you want, like, you got to still be on a diet, if you want to be like a top level athlete, but like families, like birthdays, they don't happen every day, it's just once a year, so
Which gave me goosebumps, bro. Yeah, no, for real.
And I think for me, like with my car accident, I just learned like, be serious, but don't take it too seriously, and enjoy the process. And there's a lot more than just surfing, like, of course, my goal is to qualify for the world tour, but outside of that, like, I want to have a good life, and like not just be like so fixated on one thing, like,
hell yeah,
that's definitely my biggest goal. But I want to like enjoy life and not be like, this is the end of the world if I don't make it,
Amen to that, brother. Amen to that. What's one thing that that you love most about yourself?
Frick, I love a lot of things about myself. No, yeah, I feel like you gotta love yourself before you love anyone else. That's the first step for sure. And I think the last couple of years, like a lot of my friends, Mario, all my family friends have helped me like reach that level where I love and I'm comfortable with myself, and I'm not scared to be myself around anyone. Like, if you don't like me, that's fine. Like, like, I'm gonna be me. I'm not gonna show you what I want you to see, And like when I met my girlfriend, I was exactly how I would be with her from 5 years from now,
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be a fake person from social media and real person. Like, it's not like I just wake up one day of the week at 3:30. It's like every day, like I want to stay true to myself and be myself. And I think the biggest thing for me that I love would be like the discipline, and like I said, Mario helped me get there. And to have that and maintain that is really, really hard, like there's so many days like where I'm like, oh, I'll just sleep in today, and then, but also having that discipline, if like you're sick, or like kind of knowing your body, like you got to reach that limit to know like, hey, I'm hurt. Like, like if it's mentally I'm hurt, then like don't go to the gym, like you got to meditate maybe just today, like those are the days. Like, I feel like for me, like the last year I've learned to like take a step back, where like if I was sick, I wouldn't go and push it, because you're not going to be on the world tour from working out, on a Tuesday,
Yeah.
It's longevity. So that's what I've learned. I've learned that from Mario, I've learned that from all my friends and family. It can't happen overnight, and it's not based off one workout, that's not going to affect you.
When it comes down to it, like you're referring to the fact that you love the discipline that you have, because that discipline that you have to get your workouts done, get your recovery in. That's like kind of the self-love that you show yourself, and you love the discipline aspect. You love your discipline aspect, because without it, you wouldn't be showing love to yourself. Because I mean, it sucks to be the best, but like you're showing yourself love because it's benefiting you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Same thing with just a workout.
Body doesn't know the difference between pain and pleasure.
Yeah.
It's all in our mind. It's crazy.
Yeah, for like how many hours we all spend on our phone, it all varies from time to time, but just you got to spend time. I feel like an hour a day to yourself, if that's working out, meditating. You always should give yourself at least an hour. That's just my motto, and I feel like that's how you're gonna love yourself. And then, like, you gotta be comfortable with yourself. Like you never want to like fixate on like, oh, what if this person judges me? It's like, let them judge you.
Oof, amen to that, bro.
Like for me, like a couple of years ago, like I would start posting my workouts and I would get some hate on it, and I'd be like, dude, I don't care. Like, if you want to pull up at 4:30 or 4, whatever it was at that time,
come see me.
Yeah, come.
Let's talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like you can come, but can you come for the next 3 years with me, till I make that world tour?
Because I'm here every day. Can you handle that?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Like I know you guys can show up on your best day and like comment, oh, like why are you doing this, But like you got to be able to show up every day and like and be confident in what you post. Like you post on social media, we all do. It's like if you're confident posting that, post it.
But you gotta, to your point, you have to be somebody who embodies what you're posting. You have to be able to show up and do the work, not just when it's convenient for you, but on the days where it's really fucking hard to show up and get in the cold tub, where it's really fucking hard to show up and get a workout in before you go and surf for a couple hours, right? It's incredible. Tub Talk Tuesday, sponsored by Whoop. Everybody show them.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Dude, you guys are all Black Gang.
Head to the link in my bio. I got a ton of other bands too. I'll send you a code for them. Head to the link in my bio. Got a free month worth of Whoop waiting for you there. We got you. This thing has changed my life. I know Kay can attest to it, and I know that Mario can attest to it. Let's go, baby. This shit's phenomenal. What
was your recovery last night?
I think like 54. I've been
mine
off.
Was so bad. Mine was like
off.
19.
Mine's been it's my bedtime. My bedtime's been fluctuating way too much right now.
81. Not yesterday. The day before that, I had a 91 yesterday, and then I had a 46 today.
Oh yeah, I hate when you peak. You ever peak at the wrong times?
Yeah,
I have.
I don't wear my Whoop during competition.
That's good.
I take it
You're
off.
Smart.
I take it off. But yeah, they did a new like hide metrics thing. You see that? The hide metrics where you can hide it so you can't see your sleep.
No way.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Oh, please do.
Dude,
yeah, that'll be
it's
sick.
The best thing ever.
What's We'll wrap this up with one last question.
Yeah.
If I'm a young boy here in Southern California, I'm thinking about some of the things that I might need to do, some of the daily habits and rituals that I would need to implement to take my game to the next level the way that you have. What's one piece of advice that you would give to that young man or to that young lady?
Yeah, for boy and girl for sure. I think there's definitely a few things. I think taking that self time, and we all have family and we all have stuff to do, but take time to yourself. Work out every day. It doesn't have to be a crazy workout every day. Move your body 45 minutes every day. Like on Sundays, I'll fully rest and still do mobility on those days. I would say if you can, I feel like a lot of people, I don't think there's anyone really that doesn't have cold water exposure. Not whether that's the ocean, if you live in, I don't know, there's no ocean, then you can take a cold shower, Like, don't find an excuse is all I have to say.
Does this guy sound like me or what? 145-minute workout every day, cold exposure, what else?
I would definitely say just the more excuses you come up with, the later in life you're gonna regret yourself. So, just if you got to work out now and put in the time for your future self. It's like an investment, like you're gonna invest in something, you got to do it now, if you want return, right? So,
fuck yeah.
Yeah, work out now, and then when you're 50, you can drink that beer. But right now, put that beer aside and then just put in the work.
Enjoy it, bro. Okay, I can't thank you enough for coming down here, bro.
Sir, dog.
Appreciate you. Shit was sick. We'll do it again soon. Next one, you'll catch us up in the commercial freezer over in San Clemente, baby. 32 degrees next for me.
Let's go.